The opposition's so-called reform legislation could be revoked with a crucial vote this Friday. Ahead of this second reckoning, the DPP is campaigning across the nation. In Hualien, DPP Councilor Chang Mei-hui argued against the amendments inside a busy market. Councilor Lin Yan-feng spoke to a captivated audience in Taipei's Beitou. From Wednesday to Friday, civic groups will hold street demonstrations outside the Legislative Yuan to pressure lawmakers ahead of the vote.
Our hope is that more people will come to understand what this legislation is all about. DPP Taipei City Councilor Lin Yan-feng campaigns on the street ahead of Friday's vote on the cabinet's reconsideration motion. She urged opposition lawmakers to break ranks and vote to nullify the so-called reform legislation. The KMT and DPP should send the legislation back to committee for review in accordance with democratic principles. This is our country, and it's up to us to save it. Don't even mention Huang Guochang or Fu Kunqi to me, or Xu Qiaoxing. All of these people are useless. The blue and white camps are so overbearing. They forced the legislation through by sheer numbers. Over the next 3 days, civic groups will hold a street demonstration outside the Legislative Yuan. Meanwhile, DPP members nationwide will continue their campaign against the contested legislation. In Hualien, DPP Councilor Chang Mei-hui rallied supporters at a traditional market. In Taiwan, councillors also took to the streets. These next 3 days are the most important. We must block this legislation that illicitly expands the legislature's power and subverts the Constitution. We need to let folks know that lawmakers have a duty to review bills, but that administrative procedures and procedural justice must be in place. For the ruling DPP, this is a difficult challenge. But at the same time, it's allowing the people to see clearly that we are the masters of the nation. It's really something to be afforded this kind of respect. Locals decried the opposition for ignoring public opinion and using its majority to force through legislation. They had praise for the DPP's grassroots approach, saying it made their opinions feel heard.